What I've discovered is that, I suffer from a whole bunch of stuff, or I did, and I wanted to please people. I wanted immediate gratification. Every time I arrived at the place that I thought I was supposed to arrive at, getting married, having children, getting the right job, owning the house, planting the white picket fence out in front of the house like I did, I thought that was going to fulfill me, and it never fulfilled me. And I thought those were all about freedom, the American dream. And it left me feeling emptier and emptier every single time. I came home one day and told my wife that I was leaving, that I was moving out, that I wasn't happy, and that I wasn't in love with her anymore. And I left, and I spent about a year and a half just trying to fill myself up with everything I possibly could. And I think at the end of that year and a half, that's when I realized that I was in bondage of something. I didn't have freedom, and I wasn't finding fulfillment in my life at all. During that time period, my drug use went way out of control. I was in a Bible study. I was the new hardcore pagan that was in the Bible study. I was the project. Everywhere I was going, I was hearing that God was the answer, but I didn't know what that looked like. I didn't have a clue. I had guys in that Bible study modeling it for me. I went to a drug rehab, and when I was in drug rehab, these guys they were fasting for me, and they were praying for me, and I didn't understand what that was all about. And there was something deep, something really, really deep connected to that. So I started chasing it. So I surrendered. I put my hands up in the air, and I said, I surrender. And I met Jesus. I met Jesus kneeling beside a dumpster behind a drug rehab, and he came into my life. I struggled. I struggled with staying clean. I struggled with, I wanted to hear, everybody talked about hearing God and following God, and I was clumsy. I struggled, I stumbled. I learned over time that it was about a daily surrender, and it was a daily pursuit of that relationship, of the presence of God. It was less about what I was separating myself from than what I was giving myself over to. Going all in, just push the chips across the table and I'm all in. I'm all in. And when I go all in, it gets really, really good. My wife and I told her I didn't love her and I was leaving, and I did, and I left. And, she and I found God about the same time, and we reconciled, and we battled through this whole addiction thing. And we, in August, we celebrated 20 years married. That's freedom. I experience freedom every single day, and it's that full throttle freedom. I'm experiencing freedom the way it was supposed to be experienced. My life is freaking beautiful, man. It's incredible.